What if I told you that a European citizenship route in 2 years is real, but only for the right person, with the right passport, the right residence status, and the right country? And this is where most second passport videos become misleading. They say, move to this country and get citizenship fast, but they leave out the details that change everything. Your nationality, your visa type, whether your years actually count, your language level, your tax record, your criminal record, whether you can prove integration, and whether the country has changed its laws since that video was posted. So in this video, we are not going to pretend that Europe has some magic 2-year passport route for everyone. Instead, we are going to break down the fastest, realistic European citizenship routes in 2026. Who may qualify for a 2-year path, who is more likely looking at 5 years, which popular countries now take 7 or 10 years, and why eligible to apply is not the same as guaranteed to become a citizen. Because the fastest route is not always the country with the shortest number on paper. The fastest route is the one where you can actually qualify, stay legal, meet the rules, and not waste years on a visa or permit that does not count towards citizenship. Before we start, this is not legal advice. Citizenship and immigration rules can change quickly, and you should always verify your personal situation with official government sources or a qualified immigration lawyer before making life decisions. Also, when I say without investment, I do not mean completely free. You may still pay visa fees, residence fees, translations, language exams, lawyers if you choose one, and application costs. What I mean is that we are not talking about buying citizenship through a golden passport scheme. We are talking about citizenship through residence, study, work, marriage, descent, or integration. So let's start with the country that gives the clearest answer to the 2-year citizenship question. Spain is probably the strongest example of a real 2-year European citizenship route. But here is the catch. Spain does not give everyone citizenship after 2 years. For most foreigners, Spain's general citizenship by residence timeline is 10 years. However, Spain has a reduced 2-year route for nationals of many Latin American countries: Andorra, the Philippines, Equatorial Guinea, Portugal, and people of Sephardic origin. So if you are from a qualifying country, Spain can become one of the fastest legal routes to an EU passport without investment. For example, someone from Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, Chile, Peru, Brazil, the Philippines, or Portugal who becomes legally resident in Spain may be able to apply for Spanish nationality after 2 years of legal and continuous residence, assuming they meet the other requirements. But that sentence has 2 very important words: legally resident. It is not just spend time in Spain. Your residence status has to count. Your documents must be valid. Your absences must not break the rules, and you still need to meet the nationality requirements. This is especially important for students. A lot of people think, I will study in Spain for 2 years, then apply for citizenship. But student stay in Spain is not always treated the same way as residents for nationality purposes. So the smart move is not just to study in Spain. The smart move is to understand whether your exact status counts, or whether you need to convert into a qualifying residence permit before your citizenship clock really starts. Spain also has another powerful shortcut through marriage. If you are married to a Spanish citizen, Spain may reduce the nationality by residence requirement to 1 year of legal residence, as long as there is no legal or de facto separation and the other requirements are met. So Spain has some of the fastest routes in Europe, but only for specific people. If you are from a qualifying Latin American country, the Philippines, Portugal, Andorra, Equatorial Guinea, or you are genuinely married to a Spanish citizen and legally resident in Spain, Spain deserves serious attention. But if you are from a country that does not qualify for the reduced 2-year route, Spain may not be your fastest option at all, because you may be looking at the standard 10-year timeline. So Spain is not the easiest European citizenship route for everyone. It is one of the fastest routes in Europe for the right profile. Now, let's talk about France, because France is one of the most interesting routes for students and high-achieving people. France generally has a 5-year residence requirement for naturalization, but under specific conditions, that residence period can be reduced to 2 years. One important example is if you successfully complete at least 2 years of higher education in France toward a diploma from a French higher education institution. There are also reduced routes for people who provide important services to France or show an exceptional record of integration in civic, scientific, economic, cultural, or sporting life. But before anyone hears that and thinks, perfect, French passport in 2 years, slow down. France is not automatic. French naturalization is discretionary. That means the government is not simply checking a stopwatch and handing out passports when the timer ends. They will look at your integration, language level, income, stability, tax compliance, character, and whether your life is genuinely established in France. And in 2026, France is stricter than many older videos suggest. For naturalization by decree, applicants now need to prove a higher French language level, at least B2, and pass a civic exam covering French history, culture, society, and Republican values. So France can be a powerful route, but it is not a lazy route. Someone who studies in France, learns French properly, graduates from a recognized institution, gets a stable job, pays taxes, builds a serious life there, and prepares a strong file may have a much better chance than someone who only came for the minimum time and has weak ties. France is best for serious students, researchers, professionals, founders, artists, athletes, and high-achieving people who can genuinely integrate. But if you are looking for a country where you can barely live there, avoid the language, and still get a passport quickly, France is probably not that country. So France may have a 2-year reduced residence possibility, but it is not guaranteed citizenship in 2 years. A better way to describe France is this. It is a strong, fast-track opportunity for the right applicant, but it rewards deep integration, language, stability, and a serious long-term file. Now, let's move to Belgium. Belgium often appears on easiest citizenship in Europe lists because there is a 5-year route. But again, there is a difference between eligible after 5 years and easy. Belgium can allow nationality acquisition after 5 years of legal residence, but applicants must meet specific conditions. These can include legal residence, the right type of residence permit, language knowledge in one of the national languages, and proof of social and economic integration. In simple terms, Belgium is not just saying, stay here for 5 years and congratulations. You need to show that you are actually part of Belgian society. Belgium can still be a strong option because it has international cities, EU institutions, job opportunities, and multiple language regions. But those same language regions can make the strategy more complicated because your path may look different depending on whether you live in Brussels, Flanders, or Wallonia. So Belgium is not the most exciting answer, and it is not a 2-year citizenship route. But it is a serious 5-year option for people who can work, integrate, learn the required language, and build stable legal residence. I would describe Belgium this way. Not the fastest on paper, but one of the more realistic 5-year EU citizenship routes if your residence and integration profile is strong. Now let's talk about Ireland. Ireland is attractive because it is English-speaking, respected internationally, and has a powerful passport. For ordinary naturalization, Ireland generally requires 5 years of reckonable residence, and that word, reckonable, is extremely important. Not every type of stay may count. You need to understand whether your permission is reckonable, how your absences are calculated, and whether you have the right residence history. Ireland is clean and understandable compared with some countries, but it is not necessarily easy. The country can be expensive, housing can be difficult, and you still need the right immigration permission to build enough reckonable residence. Ireland also has a separate spouse or civil partner route. If you are married to or in a civil partnership with an Irish citizen, you may be able to apply after 3 years of marriage or civil partnership and 3 years of reckonable residence on the island of Ireland. So Ireland is not a 2-year route. It is better described as a strong 5-year route for people who want an English-speaking country and can qualify through work, family, or another valid permission. Now let's talk about Germany. Germany became much more attractive after reducing the general naturalization period from 8 years to 5 years and allowing broader dual citizenship. That made Germany one of the strongest options in Europe for skilled workers. But here is the update many people miss. Do not rely on old videos claiming Germany has a current 3-year fast-track route for exceptional integration. That older story is no longer the safe way to present Germany. The realistic Germany angle in 2026 is the 5-year route. To naturalize in Germany, you generally need lawful residence, proof of identity, a qualifying resident status, financial independence, German language ability, usually at least B1, and integration requirements. Germany can be excellent for skilled workers, healthcare workers, engineers, IT professionals, tradespeople, students who later move into work, and people who can deal with German bureaucracy and actually learn the language. But it is not a shortcut for people who want a passport without integration. Germany needs paperwork, it needs language, it needs stability, it needs financial independence. And, depending on the city, processing times can test your patience. There is also a spouse route. Spouses or registered partners of German citizens may be able to naturalize after 3 years of legal residence in Germany, usually with at least 2 years of marriage or partnership if the other requirements are met. So Germany is not a 2-year citizenship route. It is a strong 5-year route for serious applicants and a possible 3-year family-based route for genuine spouses or registered partners of German citizens. Now we need to talk about Portugal, because this is where many old second passport videos are now outdated. For years, Portugal was one of the most popular answers when people asked, what is the easiest European country to get citizenship? Because the timeline was widely understood as 5 years. But Portugal has changed. The new Portuguese nationality law, Lei Orgânica No. 1, 2026, was published on the 18th of May, 2026, and entered into force on the 19th of May, 2026. Under the updated rules, the residence period for naturalization is now 7 years for nationals of Portuguese-speaking countries and EU member states, and 10 years for nationals of other countries. That is a major shift. Portugal is no longer the simple 5-year shortcut that many old videos promoted. There are also stronger integration expectations, including Portuguese language and knowledge connected to Portuguese culture, rights, duties, national principles, and democratic values. Another major issue is how the clock is counted. Under the new framework, you should not casually assume that time starts from the moment you apply for residency. The safer current message is that the clock is tied to legal residence under the new law, and applicants need to verify when their qualifying residence period starts, especially if there were delays before the residence permit was issued. That detail can change everything. In a country where immigration delays have affected many applicants, the difference between I submitted an application and my residence permit was issued can be months or even years. So should Portugal still be in your plan? Maybe, but not if your only goal is the fastest citizenship in Europe. Portugal can still be attractive for lifestyle, safety, climate, remote workers, families, retirees, entrepreneurs, and people from Portuguese-speaking countries who now have a shorter 7-year route compared with the 10-year route for most others. But as a fast second passport strategy, Portugal is no longer the obvious 5-year shortcut it used to be. However, there is one separate Portugal route that still matters: citizenship through marriage or recognized de facto partnership. If you are married to a Portuguese citizen or in a legally recognized de facto partnership with a Portuguese citizen for more than 3 years, you may be able to apply for Portuguese nationality through that relationship. But let's be clear. This does not mean you can just marry someone and automatically receive a passport after 3 years. The relationship must be genuine. The marriage or partnership must be properly recognized. You may need to show connection to the Portuguese community depending on your situation. And the authorities can oppose an application if the relationship looks fraudulent or the legal requirements are not met. So for Portugal, there are really 2 different questions. If you are applying through normal residence, Portugal is now much slower than the old 5-year reputation. But if you are genuinely married to, or in a recognized de facto partnership with, a Portuguese citizen, Portugal may still have a shorter family-based nationality route. And Portugal is not the only country where marriage can change the timeline. Spain can reduce the nationality residence period to 1 year for someone legally resident in Spain and married to a Spanish citizen, with no legal or de facto separation. Ireland can allow a spouse or civil partner of an Irish citizen to apply after 3 years of marriage or civil partnership and 3 years of reckonable residence. Germany may allow spouses or registered partners of German citizens to naturalize after 3 years of residence with other requirements. France has a marriage route too, but it is generally after at least 4 years of marriage to a French citizen, and in some situations it can be 5 years, especially where the couple has not lived continuously in France or the French spouse was not properly registered abroad. Belgium is different. Marriage to a Belgian citizen may help with your overall situation, but Belgium should not be presented as a very fast marriage shortcut. It is still generally a 5-year residence-based nationality path for many adult applicants. So if marriage or civil partnership is part of someone's real life, the strongest family-based options in this list are probably Spain, Portugal, Ireland, Germany, and France. But the key word is genuine. None of these countries are offering citizenship just because someone signs a marriage certificate. The relationship must be real, the paperwork must be valid, and the applicant still has to meet the country's legal requirements. Now, let's rank this in a practical way. If you qualify for Spain's 2-year route, Spain may be the clearest, fast citizenship by residence option in Europe without investment. If you are a serious student or high-achieving professional who can build a strong life in France, France may offer a 2-year reduced residence opportunity, but it is not automatic and the requirements are stricter in 2026. If you want a realistic 5-year route and can integrate, Belgium, Ireland, and Germany are strong options, but each one has a different difficulty. Belgium may be good if you can meet the language, social, and economic integration requirements. Ireland may be good if you want English and can qualify for reckonable residence through work, family, or another valid permission. Germany may be excellent if you are a skilled worker, can learn German, support yourself, and manage the bureaucracy. Portugal, which used to be one of the most attractive 5-year options, is now more complicated after the new law entered into force on the 19th of May 2026. It is now 7 years for nationals of Portuguese-speaking countries and EU member states, and 10 years for most others. So the real answer is not one country. The real answer depends on your profile. If you are from Latin America, the Philippines, Portugal, Andorra, or Equatorial Guinea, look closely at Spain. If you are a serious student and can study and integrate in French, look closely at France. If you want English and can qualify for work-based residence, look at Ireland. If you are a skilled worker and can learn the language, look at Germany. If you can integrate into Belgian society and meet the residence and participation requirements, Belgium may be worth considering. And if you were planning Portugal only because of the old 5-year citizenship rule, you need to update your plan immediately. Now, before you choose any country, let me give you the mistakes that can cost you years. Mistake number 1, confusing residency with citizenship. A country may give you a visa quickly, but that does not mean you are close to citizenship. A digital nomad visa, student visa, temporary stay, residence permit, and permanent residence card may all have different effects depending on the country. Mistake number 2, assuming all years count. This is one of the biggest traps. In some countries, student years may not count fully or may not count at all towards citizenship. In other countries, only certain types of legal residence count. So before you move, ask this question. Does this exact immigration status count toward naturalization? Mistake number 3, ignoring absence rules. You may think you lived in a country for 5 years, but if you travel too much, broke continuous residence, or fail to meet physical presence rules, your clock may restart or your application may be refused. Mistake number 4, ignoring language. People love searching for the easiest European citizenship, but many European countries are tightening integration and language requirements. If you are serious about a second passport, start learning the language before you even move. Mistake number 5, relying on old information. This is especially important in 2026. Portugal has changed. Germany has changed. France has stricter language and civic requirements. Immigration policy across Europe is moving fast, so never build your whole life plan around a video from 2 or 3 years ago. Mistake number 6, thinking without investment means without proof of money. Even if you are not buying citizenship, most residence routes still require financial stability. You may need a job, savings, income, health insurance, housing, tax compliance, and clean documents. So if I were building a second passport plan from zero, here is how I would think about it. First, I would check whether I have any fast-track eligibility by nationality, ancestry, marriage, partnership, birth, former colonial ties, or cultural links. Second, I would choose a country where my visa route actually counts towards citizenship. I would not just choose a country because it is beautiful or because someone online said it is easy. Third, I would build my file from day one. Rental contracts, tax records, residence cards, employment records, language certificates, school documents, police certificates, travel history, and proof of integration. Fourth, I would learn the language early, not after year 4, not when the application is due, early. Fifth, I would avoid long absences. If citizenship is the goal, physical presence is part of the strategy. And sixth, I would check the law every year, because the country that looks easiest today may tighten the rules tomorrow. That is exactly what happened with Portugal, and it is exactly why you should never choose a citizenship route based only on old reputation. So, can you get a European passport in 2 years without investment? For some people, yes. Spain may offer one of the clearest 2-year residence routes if you are from a qualifying country, such as many Latin American countries, the Philippines, Portugal, Andorra, or Equatorial Guinea. France may offer a reduced 2-year residence route in specific cases, especially for certain graduates and exceptional profiles. But for most people, a realistic European citizenship timeline is more likely to be around 5 years in countries like Ireland, Belgium, or Germany, and longer in countries like Portugal under the new rules, or Spain if you do not qualify for the reduced route. So the question is not just which country gives citizenship fastest. The better question is, which country gives citizenship fastest for someone with my passport, my education, my income, my language ability, my relationship status, and my lifestyle? Because the fastest second passport is not the one that looks good in the headline. It is the one you can actually qualify for. If this video helped you understand the real difference between a 2-year shortcut and a realistic citizenship plan, please like the video, share it with someone who is planning to move to Europe, and subscribe for more practical videos on second passports, relocation, and building a more flexible life abroad. And next, watch my video on best countries to move to without a job offer, because that one will help you understand how to legally enter a country and start building residence before you even think about citizenship.